Hey, what up, fam? It's Mr. I Stay Mad. Different setting today. Work got crazy, so I couldn't shoot the video like I normally want to do in the car, man. We come in doing this pretty much live, man. We not live, but we doing these unedited, pretty much straight to the point, going over the scriptures for the YouVersion app, the verse of the day, and today is coming from John 14:27. Check this out. The peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives, do I give to you. Do not let your heart be troubled, nor let it be fearful. So I'm always trying to bring this from an aspect of your purpose as it relates to your life's assignment in God's kingdom. Wouldn't it be amazing to wake up every single day and to feel that you're doing the right thing, to have such a peace over you that you know you're in your lane? Wouldn't it be amazing to know that what God gives you is so different than everybody else? See, a lot of people know how to disrupt the peace that they think they offer to us because we're some conditional beings. And a lot of things that we operate in is really conditional. And God operates in unconditions. Like, he never says in the Bible why he loves us. But he shows us time and time again. And one great act that he showed us is, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. For God so loved the world that he gave. He gave the one precious thing, the most precious thing, to his heart on behalf of us. It's our job to receive or reject. And that's the choice you have. And the peace that we're talking about in the scripture for John 14, man, it says he gives peace that is not like the world. And he's telling us, don't let our hearts be troubled and don't be fearful. Most of us get in fear or trouble when times get hard, or we get troubled when we're doing something and we just don't want to do it no more. So when you think about your 9 to 5, when you think about your life, when you think about your life's assignment, your purpose, the trouble shows up when we get frustrated. Heck, flat out mad, right? I stay mad. That's one of the reasons our company was birthed, is because of the troubled times that caused frustration that really pushed me to God, that pushed me on my knees to want to ask more questions, to want to get to know God on an intimate level that moves him from just being God to Father. And that's the challenge for most humans. And that's the challenge I propose you today. Will you allow God to become your Father? Will you get to know him on such a personal level that he truly begins to be viewed and received to you personally as your Father? Because he truly says through his son Jesus Christ, I can give you peace that the world doesn't give. And he tells us not to be troubled and don't be fearful. And the rest of this verse, if you actually go back and read John chapter 14, is very comforting, because he even tells you, I was telling the disciples, this is what he said, I told the disciples all these things that's going to happen before they happen, so I can even show them my level of commitment to the Father. So where's yours? Like, this is a gut check time. This is a moment to evaluate. Where's my level of commitment to my Father, to God? Even as I'm growing, even as I'm learning, heck, if I'm a baby Christian, or I'm somebody at the verge of wanting to believe, but life has been lifing, right? Or Christians have offended me. It ain't about the Christian offending you, because our eyes should be on Christ. I always use football terminology, and I tell my guys, eye discipline. Get your eyes where they need to be. And I tell you today, get your eyes where it needs to be. And that's on Jesus, the one who can truly provide the peace that the world doesn't provide. And don't be troubled, and don't fear. Okay, so no matter how frustrated you may get, no matter how mad you might be, God got your back. Now, my brother, we do this tag team thing. He's going to actually bring to you the business side of this when we look at the scripture, John chapter 14, verse 27. D Green, it's on you, boy.
All right. I guess it's my turn. Appreciate it, LeVar. This was going to be a little different, not because I'm driving, but it's saying a lot. It's a lot to unpack from a faith and business perspective. So the first two words of the scripture say, peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. It's a whole lot to unpack. So I'm going to start right here. For those of us that play football, you know this saying. there are some coaches that you will run through a brick wall for. Not all coaches, just some that you'll run through a brick wall for. There's a lot of good coaches out there. There's a lot of coaches that taught you a lot of things that you will do. You'll make the catch when you need to make the catch. You'll make the tackle when you need to make the tackle. Make the block when you need to make the block. You'll run a little harder when you need to run a little harder. You do all those things because you're supposed to. You're good. You know the right things to do. Obviously going to make the play because you're supposed to make the play. That's why you play the game of football. You're not going to play the game of football not to make the play. But for some coaches, not only will you do all that stuff, but you'll also run through a brick wall. It's like saying, I'll do anything for them. What is it that makes us feel like that about that particular coach? It's not because they're the greatest coach. It's not because they're the most wise coach out there. It's not because they are just the most knowledgeable person you've ever met in your life. It's not always that they're even nice. Sometimes they're not. But what it is it's the way that they care for you. The way that you know they care for you. So I submit this to those on your professional journey, on your entrepreneur journey, whether you're a leader in a company, whether you're an individual contributor, whether you are the owner of your own business, your own corporation, I'll submit this to you. Be that person that cares. Pick up the phone and make a call to say, hey, are you okay? Be that person that doesn't just hear about the problem, but is also concerned about how that person navigates through the problem. Sometimes the problem is not yours to fix. You can't solve everybody's problems. You can't. All of us are equipped to do different things. You can help some people through through certain problems, but you can't solve everyone's. You can't help everyone. But you can show care, concern, love for that person and them navigating through it. And they'll feel it simply by the things you say and by the things you do. So the faith and business mix today is think about how you leave people feeling. Think about what they think of you after a conversation with them. Even a hard conversation. Let's say you have to talk to an employee and you have to give them bad news about a performance review. Hey, that performance review, it wasn't good. This year they just didn't hit their numbers. How do they feel? How do you leave them feeling after that? Do you leave them feel defeated? Or do you leave them feeling hopeful? And I get it. In business, it is what it is. Some cases, it means that sometimes people get terminated. But even if you have to terminate somebody, how do you leave them feeling? What can they truly say about you? Is the story true that you're a jerk? Is the story true that you're just a mean person? Is the story true? Or is it factual? That you're heartless? Think about those things. I'm not saying you have to, grab a tissue and cry with them if they go to that extent. But there's a way to care about people when you have to do what you have to do. I didn't always get that right early in my career. I had to learn those things. A lot from reading the Bible, a lot from other people's experience and them sharing it with me. But I had to learn those things. And now I have a track record of people that I know. If someone were to ask them after any conversation, how did that guy leave you feeling? I know their conversation will be centered around, he actually cares about my future. He cares about who I am as a person. Maybe they don't want to do a brick wall for me. They're not football players, they don't have that little thing going on in the mind. I'm not talking about CTE or nothing, but just, if you play football, you know what it is. You enjoy that stuff. But my point is, getting back to the point, is those individuals now I know will have a different outlook interaction with me. So that's my challenge to you, Faith in Business. Improve people's outlook. Improve people, the feedback they would give from their interactions with you. That's all I got for you today. Y'all know the routine. Like, subscribe. Hey, you know what? Comment. Do that. Yeah, let's do comments as well. You know, if you said something that is key for you, just jot it down real quick. Do a little comment. You know, something that touched home, hit home for you. Just leave a little comment. Just tell us what it was. We'll probably respond back. All right. So peace. Talk to you soon.